This Lent at our church, we went through a book called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. It's a great read which points out gently, but with challenge, just how readily today we fill our lives and our minds. We love to be busy and almost pride ourselves on being so. In those times when we are resting, there's an ever-available stream of news, entertainment, and online connection, which fills even our downtimes if we're not careful. The book is a caution that if we do not embrace the biblical principles of Sabbath, slowing, silence, and solitude, we risk cutting off our connection with ourselves, with other people, and ultimately with God. Remembrance Sunday is really rare, as it's a time when corporately we are called to silence. At 11 o'clock, silence descends. It's noticeable because it's so different. Many times it can feel almost awkward at first. The silence is announced, and we start to notice the sound of shuffling or coughing, babies making noises and parents saying shush. But then somehow through that, something poignant happens. And with that space comes the opportunity to engage with something very significant and deep. As a child, I remember using that silence to remember my great uncle Norman, my grandma's brother who was killed aged 23 in the Second World War. I never met him, of course, but was always told that I looked like him. Thinking of Uncle Norman felt important and was a personal connection to the call to remember. Often we may use the silence to remember those we have no connection with personally, but who willingly or otherwise made unimaginable sacrifices, the effect of which we still feel today. Falling silent to remember, to honour, to grieve what they went through is so powerful because there never really will be the right words. St. John of the Cross said, God's first language is silence. Silence enables us to open up our hearts to what God might be saying to us. It enables us to open ourselves up to Him and to allow Him to change us. Silence and stillness also create space for others. Love cannot be practiced in a hurry. As we think about our psalm on this Remembrance Sunday, it reminds us of how we might really listen to the voices of those caught up in war today. The words of Psalm 17 could be the prayer of someone in Sudan, Gaza, Ukraine, or elsewhere. Hear me, Lord. My plea is just. Listen to my cry. Hear my prayer, it does not rise from deceitful lips. Let my vindication come from you. Keep me as the apple of your eye. Hide me under the shadow of your wings, from the wicked who are out to destroy me, from my mortal enemies who surround me. What if, instead of rushing on to the next item, we were to really sit with these words, to meditate on them, to hear them as though spoken by our brothers and sisters suffering today? Surely that would be to engage with them and God in an important way. And so too, as we engage with the hope that is found in our gospel reading today. In his discussion of marriage and the resurrection, Jesus declares just how different things will be in the resurrection. He speaks of God's children being resurrected to new life, being like angels. He declares God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. To him, all are alive. These are words of hope, which speak to us about those we remember and those who are suffering today. They are words of hope which the world truly needs and which have the power to change us. But we do not grab them and rush away. We sit in the quiet and allow God to transform us from the inside out with his hope, so that we are changed and so that we have something real to offer this broken world. This Remembrance Sunday, let us be encouraged to take this familiar ritual of silence and model more of our lives on it. To remember, to reflect, to hear the voices we need to hear, those of other people, and most importantly, to hear God. May we allow ourselves to be broken by the pain of the past and the present, and through that to also be transformed by the hope which the resurrection brings us. Amen.